Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Leo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energies. With all that being said, Leo, let's get started. How does Leo currently view this relationship? So, we do have the Wheel of Fortune, we do have the Six of Wands, and then we also have the Six of Cups. Okay, I like this. It looks like this connection between you and this person is definitely heading in the right direction. Whoever this person is, it does appear to me as somebody that you've been, talking to slash getting to know for quite some time now. And it kind of looks like, yeah, like things have been heading in the right direction here, between you and this person. I do feel like this is a connection that does bring a lot of like fun and excitement into your life. It doesn't come off as like boring and a routine whatsoever, which is something that I feel like you really do like about this person, your relationship with them, is that it's far from boring as well as routine. Um, it does appear to me also too, Leo, that you really, really do like this person. For some of you, you may not be in a committed relationship with this person just yet, but a lot of you feel like it's only a matter of time before it gets to that point. Now, in regards to how they're currently viewing this relationship with you, we do have the Four of Pentacles, we do have the Three of Wands, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles to Ten of Swords. It kind of looks like this person recently walked away from something. Um, Whatever it is that this person recently walked away from, it's something that they had a very challenging and difficult time walking away from, primarily because they really wanted it to work. It's like this person wanted to like avoid experiencing another failed marriage and a relationship. So no matter how much this person tried to make this marriage and a relationship work, it just kind of looks like they just simply couldn't. It kind of looks like this person had no choice but to like walk away and give up on, this person, the relationship that they once upon a time had. With this person. Okay. How does this person currently view their relationship? Okay. With Leo. So we have the Six of Swords, we got the Knight of Wands, and then we also have the Knight of Cups. I will say this. I feel like this connection that the two of you share with one another, it is definitely helping them leave the past in the past. Because I feel like prior to you essentially showing up, they were like very hung up on, man, like, great, there goes another failed marriage, there goes another failed relationship, now where do I go from here, now what do I do next with my life? I just don't feel like they were planning on all of this to essentially happen, is basically what it is. And the fact that things unfortunately did go essentially left between these two, it did have this person at a complete and utter loss. It's like they just didn't know what to do next, right? With their life, and where do they go from here, is basically what I'm gathering. But I feel like, them essentially meeting you and connecting with you, it definitely kind of snapped them out of this energy that they were in, because they were in a very like stuck and stagnant place due to like this marriage coming to an end and a relationship coming to an end. I also feel like prior to essentially meeting you, this person could have found themselves like living like a very, I guess, like routine life. Like they would go to work and then come home and do absolutely nothing, and then wake up the next morning and do the exact same thing all over again, and then come back home and do absolutely nothing. So I feel like their relationship with you, it has definitely brought a lot of fun and excitement, into this person's, life. Something that they didn't necessarily have prior to essentially meeting you, because they were just kind of like, I don't know, like I guess the best way I could describe it, it's like they were just kind of walking around like moping around, like, now what do I do with my life? Like now where do I go from here? Um, but yeah, this is somebody who looks forward to seeing you. This is somebody who looks forward to spending time with you and, being around you. This relationship has definitely helped this person like snap out of it and get out of this stuck and stagnant, place. I am definitely getting that. So that's good. They just don't find themselves in like this like mopey, depressive state anymore. How does Leo currently feel? So we have the Justice card, we do have the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the Magician. Okay, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Empress, we do have the Ten of Swords, and then we also have the Strength card, and then we have the King of Swords, and then we also have the Hierophant. Okay. Interesting. I guess we'll look into that. I didn't think that we would have to essentially look into that, but I guess we will. In regards to how you're currently feeling, I feel like you look at this person like they're perfect. So the fact that this person from their past did them the way that they did them, I guess, it kind of has you, how do I explain this? Like, I don't feel like you believe this person entirely when they tell you, like, oh, like, this is why my marriage came to an end, or this is why my relationship came to an end. I don't feel like you believe this person entirely, is kind of what I'm gathering. And it could be because this person is kind of like making it seem to you like they did no wrong in this marriage, in a relationship. It was just this person that they were essentially with, that did them the way that they did them, and that's why it came to an end. Because I feel like you're looking at them like they're perfect, because they might be trying to like portray this image to you like they're perfect, and you know, they didn't do anything wrong in their marriage and a relationship with this person. It was all this person from their past. It had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with this person. um I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. uh this person that they were dealing with was an empress, and the person that you currently find yourself connecting with now is a king of swords. Okay. um here's the thing. When an empress gets involved with a king of swords like energy, it typically never actually works out. For one, these two are not compatible to one another. They're like basically polar opposites of one another. So they don't really have the same mindset. They don't have the same um goals and desires. They're just polar opposites basically, of one another. So I feel like that played a massive role in why things didn't work out, which is not technically speaking your person's fault, and it's not this person from their past's fault. They just weren't compatible to one another. They just weren't. So it's nobody's fault, in other words. However, I am definitely getting that this person from their past got tired of waiting. Waiting for what? I don't know, but it's something that I would like to essentially look into, because it looks like this person was sitting around waiting for something to happen, from this person that you currently find yourself connecting with now. And it kind of looks like no matter how much they sat here and waited, for whatever it is that they were waiting for, it just kind of looks like it just never happened. So I do want to kind of look into what this person from their past was essentially waiting for, or expecting, I guess, from this person that you currently find yourself connecting with now. But from what I'm seeing, this person does play a role in why things didn't necessarily work out. They might be making it seem to you that they did nothing wrong, and that it was all this person's fault, from their past. But I don't believe that that is entirely true, just based off of what it is that I'm seeing. Okay. So let's look at the Empress. All right, let's see what this person was waiting for. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, these two are like freaking polar opposites. They're like oil and water. They just, they just don't mix. Okay. So it appears to me that this person that they were dealing with from their past, they wanted somebody that they can grow and evolve with. They wanted somebody that they can rely on. They wanted somebody that they can essentially, depend on. I feel like they were just simply waiting for this person to become like the man of their dreams or the woman of their dreams. And it kind of looks like no matter how much they sat here and waited for this person to change or become the man of their dreams or the woman of their dreams, they just didn't honestly see that happening. They just kind of felt like this is somebody that they just couldn't really grow with or evolve with, whatsoever. They just kind of found themselves, in other words, in like a very stuck and stagnant place within their relationship with this individual. Is basically what I'm getting. So the King of Swords is somebody who's very fixed in their ways. So it's something that I need you to kind of keep in mind throughout the course of your relationship with this person. As you continue to get to know this person, build a relationship with this person, you trust me when I tell you, what you see is what you basically get. Okay, what you see is what you get. If in the event you continue to essentially get to know this person, date this person, you discover things about them that you don't necessarily like, that you would want them to essentially change about themselves, the likelihood of them actually changing whatever it is that you don't like about themselves is at an all-time low. Because when it comes down to the King of Swords is somebody who's very fixed in their ways. What you see is what you get. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how they are. So with that being said, it just appears to me that this person from their past, like, was trying to like mold them into being the man of their dreams or the woman of their dreams. And no matter how much they tried to mold this individual or give this individual 99 reasons as to why they should change and be the man of their dreams or the woman of their dreams, they continue to remain the same, because again, it's like they're fixed in their ways. What you see is what you get. And the likelihood of them essentially changing, it is at an all-time low. And I say this a lot when it comes down to anybody who's dealing with the King of Swords. What you see is what you get. Okay. So Like I said, moving forward with this person, if you do discover things about them that you don't like and you would want them to essentially change, the likelihood of them changing whatever it is that you don't like is probably not going to essentially happen. Okay. And I feel like that was like a major issue within their marriage and a relationship with one another, is what I'm gathering. This Empress wanted them to essentially change, but they refused to essentially change. They just refused to, just become, I guess, the person that they needed them to essentially become. This relationship over time caused them, this Empress anyways, to feel like they were basically settling, for less, is basically what I'm gathering. I'm also getting that this relationship, for whatever reason, it brought them a lot of, like, how do I say this? It brought them like a lot of shame and embarrassment. Because I keep getting the whole, like, they wanted to crawl under like a rock and hide. For whatever reason, this relationship brought them like a lot of shame and, like, embarrassment is basically what I'm gathering. And I just kind of feel like they got to that point where they just couldn't do it anymore, honestly. So were they perfect? No, absolutely not. They weren't perfect in their marriage with this person or their relationship with this person. They just weren't. But I feel like by you asking them about this prior relationship and why it didn't work out, and things of that nature, I think that their response alone is going to cause you to basically fall into the energy that we saw, like, oh, I don't know if they're being really honest with me, because this makes no sense. Like, they're so perfect. Like, why would this person leave them? Why would this person do this to them? Why would this person do that to them? It just doesn't make any sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense to you is because something's obviously not adding up, because this person's not being honest and or truthful, with you when it comes down to like the role that they essentially played in this relationship. Okay, how does this person currently feel? We have the Queen of Swords, we got the Six of Swords. Wait a second. We also have the Moon, and then we also have the Five of Wands out here. I feel like you're digging into this person's past. I do. I feel like you're digging into this person's past and asking them questions that they don't want to honestly answer. Like, I feel like this person's just like, God, how do I explain this? That's one thing that this person doesn't like, that people do. Like, when a person asks them a question, and it could be about absolutely anything, and that person keeps like, digging for more information and more information and more information, that really does like tick them off. Like, they really, really don't like that. Like, they just want people to like, take their word for it and not ask a million freaking questions after the fact. Like, if this person tells you, I did no wrong in this marriage, I did no wrong in this, relationship, they just want you to take their word for it and not be like, but I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, I don't know, it's like, you're just so perfect. It's like, there has to be a reason why they left. Like, but what is the reason? Like, they don't like that. They do not like that at all. Like, they don't like to be questioned. Or, well, not that they don't, it's not that this person minds people asking them questions, they just don't like it when it starts to become like an interrogation, if that makes absolutely any sense. And as far as you digging into their past is concerned, they feel like this is turning into an interrogation, and they just don't like it. But listen, at the end of the day, this person's going to continue to like point the finger at this person from their past. Now, I'm not saying that this person's from their past is totally innocent, or anything like that. I'm not saying that. This person does definitely play a massive role in why things didn't essentially work out between these two either. Here's one thing that I will say that I am kind of noticing about this person from their past. I feel like this person had a very difficult time accepting people for who they really are, okay? And once a person shows them a side of that person that they don't necessarily like or approve of, they turn around and shame them for it. I am definitely getting that they did a whole lot of that with this person. Like, they'll turn around and make this person feel bad for being this way and being that way. So I do believe that this person that they were dealing with from their past truly did tear this person down, because they'll turn around and shame them for like the things that they would say or the things that they would do, and things of that nature. So I do feel like this person from their past really did shake up this person that you currently find yourself connecting with now. It's his confidence is kind of what I'm getting within themselves. Okay, what actions I just kind of see you very determined to get down to the bottom of why things didn't work out between these two. Like, I don't feel like you're satisfied with like the answer that this person is essentially giving you. And like I said, they don't mind you asking them questions. They just don't like when it turns into like a full-blown interrogation. The reason why you're just like, I don't know, something's up with this person is because you do look at them like they're perfect. Anybody who meets a King of Pentacles automatically finds themselves feeling this way. So what you're feeling is normal as far as feeling like, oh my God, this person's perfect. But there's just something about them that like rubs you the wrong way and you don't know what it is. And I feel like this could very well be what's prompting you to kind of like dig into this person's past. You know, maybe a lot of you feel like maybe you ask this person about their past marriage and a relationship that'll reveal a lot to you about them. But that's the thing, right? Is that a King of Swords doesn't like to make themselves look bad. They don't like to make themselves look bad at all. So it's no surprise to me that this person is shying away from the role that they essentially played in all this because it makes them look bad. So that's another thing too, dealing with a King of Swords. A King of Swords is always going to, you know, shy away from anything that could potentially make them essentially look bad. Okay. Even down to like them owning up to certain things. It's things that they're going to typically shy away from if it does essentially make them look bad. They're always going to shy away from it. And they're also very, very fixed in their ways on top of that. So again, what you see is what you basically get. But yeah, I just kind of feel like this person is just going to continue to like, you know, convince you that, you know, they were the good guy, I guess, in this marriage and a relationship. And that they did basically no wrong. I just don't feel like you believe it. Like something is telling you, oh no, if I believe that. And I feel like it's just your intuition, you know what I mean? Telling you what you basically need to know. Was this person perfect in their prior relationship? No, they were not. Are they telling you that? Absolutely not, because it doesn't benefit them to. Like, it doesn't benefit them to tell you all the wrong that they did in this prior relationship, because then you're going to turn around and basically think that they're probably going to do you the same way they did this person from their past. So I can see why they're shying away from it, because in their head it doesn't benefit them to tell you what actions. Okay. Another thing too, when it comes down to the past, let's just say if you keep asking them over and over again about this past, you know, relationship, which I do see you definitely doing, I feel like they're going to make it, you know, very clear to you that they don't want to continue to talk about the past. They just want to leave the past in the past, and they don't want to continue to essentially talk about it because it's in the past. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, I see you wanting to essentially dig into this person's past and ask them about little questions about their past relationship and or marriage. I just don't see this person wanting to continue to talk about the past, you know? So I feel like they're going to make it very clear to you that they don't want to continue to talk, you know, about the past. So if you do bring up the past again, you know, I do see this person either changing the conversation or just simply telling you, you know what, I really don't want to talk about the past anymore. It just kind of looks like all they want to do is just kind of focus on like the now and what y'all have going on, not whatever happened between them and this person from their past. Okay. And you might take that as a red flag. You might take that as, oh, they're avoiding, you know, this because they got something to hide. And I mean, does this person have something to hide? Yeah, I guess to a certain extent, because they're not being honest and or truthful with you when it comes down to the role that they essentially played in this prior relationship. You know, I am definitely, you know, getting that strongly. I mean, technically speaking, they are hiding something from you. I just kind of feel like the stuff that they are hiding from you, it just makes them look bad as a person, and they don't want your perception of them to essentially change. Like, they don't want you to think that they're a bad person, you know, because they did what they did in their past. You see what I mean? Like, they just want you to basically judge them based off of how they are with you now. You see what I mean? Not how they were with this person from their past, if that makes absolutely any sense. Because that's what they do with people, right? They don't judge people based off of their past. They judge people off of the now, you know, and that's what they want you to do with them, is judge them based off of how they are with you, and the way that they are within their relationship with you, you know, not how they were with this person from their past, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.